This week on the Analog Assault Podcast, episode 119, we're talking all about Mass Effect! Mass Effect! I should go.
You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Analog Assault Podcast. And we have all the regular hosts with us. We got Rad, we got Scarecrow, we got Prime, we got Lupo. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Heyo, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's up? I'm gonna hydrate once for fake.
For fake. Fake said hydrate in chat,
fake.
so for fake. Yeah. So
I'm gonna bang one out for fake.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, Commander Shepard.
Can, bro. Come
Okay,
on.
dude. Nobody give Prime one of those ever again.
So, guys, a little housekeeping before we jump into this week's episode. If you like the content here, then consider smashing that sub button here on Twitch to help MHG keep the lights on. And you can catch us live every Thursday night at Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on twitch.tv/Mulehorn Gaming. You like Star Wars content? Then check out our TikTok, Mulehorn Gaming. And another great way you can support us is we now have a creator code for the Epic Store, Mulehorn -Gaming. I'm just going to stick with the -, guys. That's
Well, it's also our podcast is also at 8:30 Central, not 7:30 Central. It's fine.
Rad, go ahead, take over now.
So there's this guy Mule. He used to host this. He's out. We're in.
I'm glad he overcompensated the time differential for us East Coasters.
So guys, as I always ask, what you been playing, what you been doing, what you been watching?
Well, I will say I'm about, I think, over halfway done with Medium. The Medium, I guess, is the technical title for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking
not the
it.
large, not the small.
Yes, and yeah, exactly. The Medium, and it's good. It's good. Not as creepy and scary as I'd hoped, but it definitely has that nice thriller feel. A few jump scares. I loved the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, it took like a good hour to get into that though. Like,
yeah,
you're like, where's this going? Where's this going? All of a sudden, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to finishing it out probably this weekend before the bowl game hits.
You mean Super Bowl?
Yeah, Super Bowl game.
Oh, I thought you were saying like bowl game, like college. There we go.
You're awesome, Mule.
Technicality.
I wrapped up Cobra Kai in the last season. It's pretty good for a throwback cheesy remake of sorts. Mm-hmm. And of course, wrapped up The Expanse, and wow, what a freaking amazing series!
So good, dude.
Why they gotta do that to us?
It's on my new favorite list of best sci-fi shows all around, with Battlestar Galactica and Firefly.
Yeah.
I need to really sit down and watch it. I've watched like half of the first season and I really enjoyed it and just like got caught up in other stuff. But I should watch
better.
The
I
first
know.
half, the first half of the first season is like really slow because they're obviously like developing characters and stuff. But once like the middle of the first season really starts rolling, and then once you get to the third, it's like there's so much going on. I
should put it on while I'm playing Destiny. I've binged a lot of shows that way where I'm just like kind of doing nothing in Destiny and then watching. I should just do that and then I get through it.
It kind of rolls out like Game of Thrones did. First season was slow, then it really was great for the rest of the season. Of course, we're hoping the ending of Expanse is better than Game of Thrones. But I did start today because I finished those two Vikings, and mainly because I saw Nate and I think Fake talk a lot about it. First episode, the hooks are in, and I cannot wait to watch another one.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Right on,
and that's
man.
Oh yeah, and also speaking of games, I started playing Pokemon Go again.
What?
Downloaded it to get the kids into it. They loved it. Doing it on my phone while I was driving. And we have a gym and a Pokestop next to my apartment where the trails are, and like we can go on the trails outdoors and do that all together. It's going to be pretty exciting.
Nice.
Right on.
So
Oh,
now that's
yeah.
it.
I've got a buddy that just constantly is trying to get me to play that again. I'm like, I want to play. I'll play the real games. Like, let's do some of that Sword and Shield stuff. But it's hard to keep doing the Go after you play the real ones a lot.
Well,
But
it's also too
like
like if you're like so engrossed with a game like at home on your PC or on your console, like it's hard to want to like remove yourself from that. So like
yeah,
at early COVID, like I was literally going out like every single day. Like I'm gonna spend my 10-15 minutes a day, go for a walk around the block, catch some Pokemon, come back, and then all of a sudden, I was really getting into a lot more games. I was like, I can, and then I started watching anime and playing games at the same time. I was like, I'm like being ultra productive right now. I'm not gonna do Pokemon Go anymore.
That's probably why I'm digging it so much, because I haven't done any of those prior. So I'm like, I'll stick with this for now. Plus, it's like the kids are involved. We're all having fun together. Boom, solid win for me. And them.
there you go.
I'll tell you what though, like once lockdown restrictions end and all that sort of stuff, like it's gonna be the craziest weeks of Pokemon Go you will ever see.
Yeah, I bet.
Gotta catch them all.
But yeah, I guess I'll go. Like Thaddeus, finish up The Expanse. Rest in peace, our favorite space cowboy.
Spoilers.
No, I actually knew that. It's fine. I know who the space cowboy is.
Okay.
I saw it. You're not ruining anything for me.
Did you like? There's like a good reason, or
that's actually what I didn't click on it, but I saw like so and so is leaving for a good reason, so I was like, okay, but I'm not upset. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. So talk all you want.
It just worked.
So I'm guessing now. Just side note, I'm guessing Peaches is going to be the new pilot.
Yeah, kind of made that somewhat obvious.
Yeah.
Either
way, good. Really good end to the season. I just can't wait for the next season. I know it's gonna be a while, but very good. I'm also watching just my animes. You guys don't care about that, but yada yada.
Animes, yeah.
But the viewers might, Crow.
Yeah, Crow.
Yeah.
What animes?
Let's see. What did I watch this week? More Attack on Titan, more SAO. They keep throwing that show like it's gonna end, but I'm not sure how many episodes it's got left. One episode left.
One dub left. Yeah.
The previous episode could have been the last one. This one could have been the last one. I'm like, just finish it already.
Yeah.
But then don't. Give me another season.
I agree.
Attack on Titan's really coming through. Like, this next episode's gonna be pretty good. What else? Started watching. No, I don't remember what it was. There's a bunch of news, like the spring ones are starting to air. What they consider spring animes are starting up. Hoping for Dr. Stone to start up here again soon. I know a few of people in the community liked that. Also playing wise, mainly playing Genshin, Destiny, and PSO2. This week's been rough for me because we had a bunch of news for Destiny come out. So trying to get prep for that, finish my season pass. I've got 3 ranks left. I can do that in the evening of Iron Banner, I'm sure. PSO2 came out with their final major thing, I think, for this game, getting us actually caught up to the Japanese servers finally after like a year took us to get there. And they got a new class came out. I was surprised. I managed to level up that class in a matter of like a couple hours. I was not expecting that. And then Genshin, they had a new update, new character. I didn't think I'd want to get him, but then they hook you in. They do a little free test thing. They're like, "Hey, here's this new character. Go run this test mission, and we're gonna show you how he plays." And
He's
then I'm like, before that I was like, I don't know.
And then they're like,
Then-
gotcha.
then-
Because
yep.
that's every single time. Gotcha.
It's called a gotcha
Games.
game for a reason.
Hey.
Gotta catch them all.
Yep. So now I gotta level that character. Yay. But like Lupo said, like maybe sometime in 6 months or so we'll have all the characters leveled.
Nice.
Right on.
Enjoying that. And Destiny, more raids. Actually, Lupo and I actually played. Is that yesterday we played? No, Tuesday.
What
Yeah.
did we play?
Destiny.
Oh yeah, for a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. Played Ransom Strikes. Had some fun.
Like I didn't. I'll get into it when I go. If you're finished, then I guess.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
move
done.
on. So like I've been playing Destiny, and this is the last week of this current season, and Iron Banner's live, and I actually haven't done any Iron Banner this entire season. So that's like an absolute rarity for me that I don't play any Iron Banner. So that's kind of something that I'm working on passively this week. But I've actually played a lot of games this week, surprisingly enough. I finished Doom last week. I played and finished the Medium this weekend. That was a lot of fun. Started or actually restarted the campaign for Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm somewhat enjoying it. But like once that like weekly reset on Genshin Impact and Destiny hit on Tuesday, I've kind of just put it to the side for now. So like the biggest, most integral thing for Genshin Impact this week is that they've actually added controller support for mobile, which just makes it more accessible to a lot more people. Because if you're not used to playing mobile games, playing a game that's like that elaborate in the movements and combat is really tough on mobile. So
Yeah.
I actually spent some time on, I guess that was Wednesday. I was actually I went to every store around my job to find an Xbox controller, and they've been like extremely hard to find for like the last year. So that was an adventure for sure. Wait, you about to say something, Prime?
I'll say the controllers being rare to find. I bet because everyone's way more people at home.
I found Dual Shocks everywhere. I found PS4 controllers everywhere. I just couldn't find an Xbox controller. It's crazy. Like I didn't. I'm like I was at I went to Best Buy first because it's directly across the street from my job. Then GameStop and Target. I was like every single store like no Xbox controllers, but they have the PS4 controllers. I was just my mind was somewhat blown at that point.
That's nuts, man.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so I just had to go to Amazon instead. So I'm just waiting for that to come in, and I'm gonna play that on my lunch breaks instead of watching all the movies. TV wise, I finished up Batman the Animated Series this week. The third season actually like really kicks it. It's weird because they changed the animation style in the third season because I think that's when they switched all of like the syndication to the WB from Fox at the time. So there was like a dramatic change in like the art style. That's when Dick Grayson got replaced by Tim Drake as the Robin. So it was really cool to see, like, because I was at that point like stepping away from that as a kid. So I remember the first two seasons pretty vividly. The third season I didn't remember a lot of. So it was cool like going back and seeing those things and experiencing that somewhat for the first time,
Yeah.
So Expanse, my weekly animes and stuff like that, and that's really about it. It's really about like getting the games done. I am finished with 4 games total this year out of 50. So finished January with 4 games. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Right on. Real quick shout out here for the live stream. A-Frame came in with just the 5 gifted, dude. You the best, man. Really appreciate that, brother.
A-Frame for the win.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you,
rad,
man.
bro.
Real
Legendary.
Legendary. So sorry, Lupo, to interrupt. Go ahead, sir. Anything
No,
else?
I think I'm pretty good there. Just really focusing on Destiny things coming this week, like new season of Destiny, and of course, like we're gonna talk a lot about Mass Effect in a little bit. I want to get Rad and Mule their pieces here before I go off the deep end.
Yeah, Lupo and I will be clawing at each other for speaking time, but I'll let Lupo go first. That way, I'll just piggyback.
I'm a real New
Rad.
Yorker, so
Brad, I got a real question for you. And
Are you gonna incite fury right now?
maybe.
Okay.
So has it been 0 days without Any drama in the Destiny community?
Oh my god.
It's reality.
I'm not gonna say anything about anything because it's not my place to say it, but people who do stuff that's wrong, it comes back to get you. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm sick and tired of it, and it's I hear it about it every single day, and it's just some bogus. So that's all I'm gonna say about that one. But that's all I got. But and that just goes in general. Don't do the wrong thing, and you'll probably be living your life happy. But Lupa, are you good to go? Are you done?
Yeah, I told you I was passing it off.
I wanted Rad's TED Talk. I was waiting for it, but go ahead.
I don't know what. Look, you want to have a TED Talk? We gotta talk about it first. I don't know. So, anyway, so
that's for another podcast.
Yeah, Brad's TED Talk, which is ironic because my brother's name is Ted. Anyway, Lupo, first of all, I always am excited to hear about Lupo's gaming updates. I secretly do like sit in my this room all day and I'm like, I wonder what game Lupo is playing. It's just like I love it. I think it's a great
None of them.
thing. Yeah.
I'm very like vocal tweeter though. So like I am not like shy about talking anything. So like it's all
I'm just gonna at you like every couple of days. Hey, what you working on? I'm sorry. Keep me updated. What you been playing? What you been doing? What you been watching? Crow may throw some shade, but my husband and I have finished the original run of Futurama. So we've moved on to the 4-part movies now. That's like a whole season. We actually watched what's the name? Bender's Big Score. I think that was the one we just watched. That's the one where like the naked aliens come and they like take over Earth. And Fry, there's like 17,000 copies of Fry and whatever. And so we just moved on to the next one, which is the aftermath of that. So we're really enjoying our time working through Futurama. My goodness, when Leela sings, it's like the heavens open and it's just like the funniest piece of, anything on television. I love when Leela's singing. I don't think I've been watching anything else. I haven't watched any more Big Mouth since the last time I watched it, but I need to just wrap that up. It's only a few more episodes.
That show.
It's ridiculous, but it's truly the greatest personification of puberty you're ever going to experience. I played some Warzone this week. I played some.
That still blows my mind.
In between, I'm getting better at Warzone. The problem with Warzone when I was first starting it was that I just didn't know what any of the guns were. So I was like, "What's this do?" And then I was dying. But yeah, so I played Among Us per usual on Tuesday, but we played it for the first time with proximity chat. For those of you who don't know, that's like that's where like you can hear each other in certain proximity. Man, I listen, my friends just know that I'm very passionate when I play that game, whether I'm innocent or guilty, and I feel bad about it, but then I'm like, no, this is great content. So
now, Rad.
Yes.
Lie.
You need to go. We need to go one step further and add the sheriff mod.
I've seen this.
Do you know what the sheriff mod does?
I've seen it, and I believe that it's like one person who like goes around and tries to like kill the imposter.
Yes,
right?
Basically, the sheriff can kill like the imposters can kill, but if they kill an innocent, they end up killing themselves.
Okay, yeah. That would be really fun. I'm going to let my group kind of like...
And it's actually hilarious when it happens because you end up actually killing yourself in the animation.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't advocate for that usually, but that's interesting for the game. But I just throw that out there. I'm going to let the proximity chat marinate with my group. I pretty much got to like 11 o'clock and was like, let's keep going. And then like 15 minutes later, I was like, I hate everything. And I don't know why I'm awake still. So we're just going to like flesh that out. And then also similar to both Crow and Lupo, I've been playing a lot of Destiny. I believe Lupo, iGame, and we got our Descendant titles over the weekend, which was very exciting. And we did learn, I'm going to bring this up real quick. We did learn that the rate to get Eyes of Tomorrow increases with each account completion each week.
Oh, does it? Does it? By how much? 0.2%?
It doesn't matter. It still goes up. So you're just having some bad luck. I don't know what to tell you.
So there is hope.
There is hope for you to one day be on the same level as Lupo, Game, and I. But Yeah, so that's been fun. I'm definitely I'm excited. I have tempered excitement for next season. There's a lot of things I really like about it, but I always play it. I was participating in a poll somewhere today that was like, are you going to play Season of the Chosen more than you played Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt? And I was like, I can't really answer this yes or no. I play it a lot anyway. So I'm excited. It'll be fun. All right, I want to talk about Mass Effect. Mule, go quickly.
Oh, I won't be playing Destiny. Sorry.
Surprise, surprise.
Well, you know what, man? I think I've just
Not
finally.
Unbelievable.
You think
Like,
you finally crossed over?
I've made my peace, because here's the thing.
Just wait 6 months. 6 months from now, you'll re-download it.
That's the thing, though, is that I feel like I've gotten caught up in their little sales strategy of, hey, don't worry, we hear you. The next season will be better. Don't worry, the next season will be better. Hey, next season will be great. Hey, the next DLC will be great. And I find myself, I'll play it for a week and I'm done. And I'm just like, I love the way it feels. I love the supers. I love the guns, but it's just not doing it for me anymore. Like, it's not doing it for me. So, sorry.
Honestly, like, I think that's okay. It's like you're latched on to like all of the good feelings that you have had before, and you just want to continue that. But at the same time, there's other things to play, man. Like,
Yeah.
I would hate for you to like feel like you're wasting time and money at that point to play a game that you don't feel the same about, anymore. And I think that goes for a lot of people with Destiny.
Yeah.
Like, it was in such a good place at so many different points, and I always feel good about playing it. But I'm not gonna disagree with you and say that it's in the best state it's ever been, because that'd be a lie.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm closing the door, well, I'll never play it again. I'm just
100%.
saying that, like, when the time comes, I'll jump back in when I can, play something else, or finally finish Cyberpunk, or finally finish Valhalla, or something like that. But yeah,
I thought you said you were gonna finish Cyberpunk before me.
I was
Interesting.
and then you beat it, and I had no motivation to keep going. So.
Interesting.
Oh my god, man, you have to finish it. It is seriously, it's a good game.
I know, and I'm so close. I'm like really
At least
close
get
to
the
the
bad
end.
ending once.
I know.
I'm really close to the end too. I just haven't. I'll tell you what it is. Like, I've also made the decision that I'm going to be mostly a PC gamer. I'll still like play on console occasionally for certain things, but man, I've just gotten so used to the frame rate and how fluid and quick PC gaming feels that it's really, really hard for me to go back to my console now.
To be fair, it's Cyberpunk, so it's probably running about the same as you're experiencing it. Maybe. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I have Cyberpunk on my Xbox, so
I was making an easy joke, but it's fine. Low hanging fruit.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I've been playing a little bit of Apex, getting back into Apex, and I will tell you, the first day that it came out, it was rough because you had like everyone just in the same like skill-based matchmaking, all kind of in the same area. So it was just, the games were like this. We got some dubs, we didn't get some dubs. I played with the dad and Coffee, and we got one win, and we had like quite a few kills as well. And I was like, dude, my ranking's gonna go up because we're trying to do ranked. And then I was like, oh, dad was like, hey, that was just trios, that wasn't ranked. And I was like, no, because I've never got to Predator. I want to get to Predator just because I've never really played ranked in Apex. But other than that, I finished Expanse, as you guys have as well, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. And then playing some SOTOR again. Got back in some more SOTOR.
Did you ever stop playing it?
No, I just don't always stream it.
Yeah.
Makes
sense.
So I've been playing a little SOTOR, a little Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PC. So that's been pretty awesome. And A-Frame with another gifted, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Lots of busyness with the kiddos, basketball and things like that. But I think we should just go ahead and move in to the meat and potatoes.
Potatoes.
I'm going to start all mushy, okay? So release date, May 14th is the release date. So it's not March, which is kind of nice.
It's okay.
We can catch up on some other games. But I don't know if you guys saw it, but Jennifer Hale had a tweet about the trailer. And she's FemShep, for you guys that don't know. And she was pretty much featured for most of the trailer and the cutscenes, rather than Mark Meer. It was her, and she posted a tweet that was just so heartwarming. Like, I was almost in tears watching her, because she was in tears talking about how much it meant for her, you know, to be seen and things like that. And I was just like, man, I'm got goosebumps. This is Mass Effect. I love it. You know? And yeah, I can't wait, man. Let's start with the trailer. What did you think about the trailer?
I think Spider-Man in the bus on the whatever homecoming, that was me, like goosebumps the entire freaking time. Man, it was so good. It looks so good, so polished. The UI looks good, and like the feels, man. I was pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, you know, I thought I was gonna cry, but like really just the way that they did it. And I'm an easy crier, right? Like I cried for Horizon Forbidden West. I cried for the Harry Potter game. Like, so I was watching this and I was recording my reaction. That's usually like one of the things I do on my personal YouTube channel. And I was kind of like watching, thank you. I was kind of like watching and as different, especially with Mass Effect 2. So I think the first thing they showed for Mass Effect 2 is Omega Station. And like I watched my reaction and all I had was just like pure joy. I mean, like this game, I've talked about it before. I won't go into it right at this second, but so important. I know so important for many of us. Sorry, dog, I just bumped the mic. You know, these wild, better than other things that could happen. But that's fine. It's just, you know, it's just a lot of emotion and just pure joy, you know. And I'm going to come back to kind of what you said about Jennifer Hale and some other things that they're doing for the women characters. If I can discuss that a little bit later, but the trailer was just beautifully done. The music was so great. And I'm just really looking forward to reliving it again.
Right on. I know Scarecrow doesn't really care because, you know,
Scarecrow's sleeping.
He doesn't play Mass Effect. Where's Dark? Dark, we need you, man. Come and sub in. Sub, tag team.
Personally, I think the trailer is pretty good. I don't think the significance and impact of it really hit me until I saw side by sides and stuff. So like, trailer was cool. Happy you got a release date. A lot of the technical jargon really helped solidify this as like a moment one purchase, you know. But like I said, for me, like it was more about the seeing to believe, you know.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. One of the things I said, I don't know if I said it out loud, but I was certainly thinking when I was watching the trailer, like, are they going to confirm if they're doing the mechanics in Mass Effect 1 the same, blah, blah, blah. And then it didn't show up. But then, like, I don't know how everybody kind of found it at the same time. We all, like, I guess, went to the website and we saw that beautiful side by side. And man, I think so many dreams came true in that moment. I mean, that's big for the game. So
that was two things I was looking for: how clean it looked, refreshed, and the updated graphics, how the UI looked, and those ME1 mechanics being basically changed. And once those were confirmed, my hype levels went through the roof. Because you can look at a beautiful game all day, but you know it's got to change for the good when it was not good to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the tweets I saw, I think today or yesterday or whenever it was actually that they described the mechanics, I think, for all three games. They changed it to where it's a combination of the good things from both Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Obviously, I think Mass Effect 3 is the more refined, but there must have been things they decided between the UI and the mechanics that they liked between 2 and 3. So like all three games now will have like a unified combat system, which I think for most players, if you played all three, you would kind of classify 2 and 3 as the same, but there certainly were some differences. Excuse me.
Yeah. When I was watching the trailer, I was blown away because later on, you know, as you said, you know, Rad, you put out a great article on our website, and BioWare then released a little bit more info.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things they talked about is the UI change, and one of the things that I saw is that they are using this same engine, which is Unreal 3, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, I can't imagine how much work went into that to do all of that. like, and use the same engine, but make it in 4K and HD and like
less work than putting it into Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Because they didn't have the budget or the time to do it, and that was
Yeah.
actually an interview they had with Mac Walters about it.
Yeah.
It literally would have tripled the time because they would have had to rebuild all of the assets into Unreal
The
4
new
to make
engine,
it
yeah.
work. Oh, in 3 games. That's a lot. That's a massive undertaking.
Yeah. But you know, and A-Frame brought up a good thing we'll talk about in a little bit, which is the multiplayer is not in the new the new remaster. But like, as I was watching the trailer, I don't know if you guys felt this, but I felt that same like nostalgia just wash over me, and I started having like all those flashback memories of those times I played through it and the emotions that I felt. And you know, like I thought about the first time when I saw Omega, you know, and I thought about the first time I played Mass Effect 2 and almost cried at the beginning because Shep died, and I was like,
yeah,
what? You know, I was like, I'm done. I'm not playing this game, you know, but I kept playing. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, and it's so underrated, is the story in the first Mass Effect. And I'm super excited now to see all these people get to jump back in that never played it, because and I'm telling you, there's something different, because Prime, there's something different about either just doing the little DLC.
You've never played Mass Effect 1?
He's never played the story. He just knows.
No.
He knows. He's did the little thing.
You are a Liara guy, right?
Just
Yes.
wait.
You're
just
gonna
wait.
love Mass Effect
Yeah.
1. Liara is great in 2 and 3 because she like matures and she's a little bit more badass. But
Oh, she's
baby,
better.
baby, no, I'm just kidding. That's my wife. Baby Liara is just she's great. She's great. You're gonna love the story, and that was something I think Lupo and I spoke about in a text conversation. I think in some server we share about how so many people have missed Mass Effect 1 because it was just not, you know, it didn't optimize really. What's the word I'm looking for? It didn't grow.
The mechanics are just horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but the story in Mass Effect 1, like the Mass Effect 2, one of the greatest games of all time, sure, absolutely 100%. But like there's just the magic of Mass Effect 1 can't be replicated. So I'm really happy that they're bringing it back in a way that's playable and enjoyable because the story is so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, here's a fun fact. I didn't get into gaming again until the 360 come right back around and Mass Effect 2 was out. And my good friend, who I found out this might not be the best friend thing to do, suggested to go ahead and not get Mass Effect 1, just get into 2. And that's where I came into. I watched a little YouTube, make my decisions in Mass Effect 2 at the beginning. But I looked to redeem that misstep, A-frame, and finally get in some of that.
We've actually talked about this on the podcast probably more than once.
I'm sure.
And I think from a super casual perspective, I think if like someone's going to come to me and say, I want to play a really great game and invest a lot of time into, I would say go straight to Mass Effect 2.
I'm already agreeing with you. Absolutely.
If it's somebody that says I want to experience the best sci-fi epic ever on a gaming platform, then you start at the first one.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. And that's why I was gonna say, yeah, maybe your friend, steered you the wrong direction, but like you are so attached to this series having only played the 2 that you've played. Yeah. And that's a testament to the series itself. Yeah. And I included Andromeda in that, but we'll stick to the series, the original trilogy. But there's a streamer who I know who looks like Yvonne Strahovski, who plays is the face and the voice of Miranda Lawson, and I have been telling her for literal years. I came across her on Mixer. I was like, you look like this person, and she does a lot of different cosplays. And I was like, could you just consider cosplaying as this person? I need it for science. That would be great. And she's like, I don't cosplay characters in games that I've never played before. And I was like, please, which I get it. Like you want to have a connection. That's fine. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, you should try and play Mass Effect. And like, this was way before I knew the remaster was coming out. And she's like, I've looked into it. It looks like it's a little bit hard to get into and blah, blah, blah. So when this trailer came out, I was like, hey, it's happening. Like you need to go if you're going to play it. I might buy it for her just so that she can't say no, like kind of guilt her into it. But so she just kidding.
Working that psychological warfare.
Yeah, well, she knows me pretty much as the weirdo who won't leave her alone about Miranda Lawson, but she was like, Radical, I'm gonna get it now that they're optimizing it. She was like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna play it. I do see the similarities. So like, I mean, this series just transcends, and now it's gonna transcend even more because of the upgrades they're giving to it.
Well, there's another fun fact. Mass Effect 2 is what brought me and Wayne back together as well. We were buds in college, and when my my friend turned me on to Mass Effect, and I saw a tweet when I first discovered what Twitter was, and finding all my old college buddies, and he tweeted something about Mass Effect 2, and I was like, bro, you're in this game too? Oh yeah, big time. And my brother like, bro, and that's where it all started. Then the clan, then here, and it was the beginning of it all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like Mass Effect 1, like if you've never played through it and if you've just watched like the YouTube video for the story, you are missing out on so many great characters and so many hard choices. Like, do you save the Krogan? Do you save like there's a moment with Rex, like what do you do? Like,
what do you do with the Rachni? What do you do with all kinds of things? I mean,
it's like there's just so many moments, and like if you're just watching a YouTube video, it's not near as good as experiencing it and getting to know them, because you become so attached with Shepard, because like the whole story in that first one, you're like, this dude is a pretty cool like hero, right? Your leader, like the male or femme Shep, however you play it. It's like you get really attached to them because you see how much of a badass they are throughout the whole story. They're like, oh man, you did that. Oh, you're doing this. You're doing what? Like, holy crap, man. And it's just, God, it's just so good. And I'm beyond excited to jump back into it for myself and have all of our friends do it as well. So, with that, let's move into the next.
Shout out to Full Turbo real quick for his 3-month sub.
Yeah, appreciate the sub, my brother.
GG's, Full Turbo. GG's.
All the subs tonight on the podcast, man.
Not just turbo, but full turbo.
Full turbo. So there's like just a laundry list of improvements, and I just want us to all just kind of chit chat. What's some of the ones that you pick out yourself that you really are excited for, you like? I mean, obviously the Mako, the physics of the Mako, everyone's going to be excited about that. But I think for me, the big one was the class restrictions on the guns. They don't have that anymore, because I always wanted to play.
Now, is that across all 3 games? Or is that just in Mass Effect 1?
I don't know.
Like in Mass Effect 1, you could physically have every single gun on you, but you couldn't use or you couldn't really use it. Like they stopped doing that in 2 and 3.
I think in 2 and 3 you could use whatever you wanted.
I'm pretty sure I recall that.
Oh yeah,
and it became a weight. It became a weight.
Yes.
No, I'm validating what you're saying. I'm pointing over here, like he's over here. That's Crow. He's not talking. But in Mass Effect 2 and 3, it was like a weight system, I believe.
Yeah.
And then in Mass Effect 1, you could if you were an infiltrator or whatever, you could only use a certain set of weapons. So it's good they're lifting that. I didn't actually even know that.
Our friend in chat, Fake, has never played Mass Effect 1 either. We're failing, guys. We are failing here.
Shame.
Redemption is
I've at least played 1.
Crow's over here. Like I played the.
Was Fake even born at that time?
I don't know. I don't think he was.
He was 7.
Okay, I'll give him a pass.
Appreciate the bits as well, guys.
That's cool. I actually didn't know that. There's so many things that are coming out about like the details of what they're changing, and it's just like they're listening. They gave us Citadel DLC, which was fan service, and now they're just giving us a remaster of just full fan service. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I also gotta say they're gonna make the aiming a lot better in the first Mass Effect, which is gonna be really nice. They're changing some of those mechanics, so it's a little more sticky, a little more snappy on the sniping and things like that. I don't really know what's all going to this, but it says XP rebalance.
Oh, so I will completely explain what that is. There's no possible way to max out your skill trees in Mass Effect 1 in a single playthrough. There's no possible way to do it. So they're rebalancing the XP from start to finish that you could, get to level 60 by the end of it.
That's awesome.
Gotcha.
There's no possible way in a single playthrough to do it, right? Like
Dang.
in the original trilogy.
So
So
you had
like
to do
that's
Game Plus to make it happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Because
That's
it did.
really
Because
good.
yeah, your skills did transfer over. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's pretty significant that like you'll be actually able to play the game the first time with like, close to like a complete build, So
Yeah. What are you most excited for, Lupo?
I don't know. I really need to see more of it. Like I was hoping that we get closer to Andromeda in like the visuals department, but it's just not that.
Yeah.
It's just everything else. Like I've been wanting to do another playthrough. Like the last time I played through the entire trilogy was in 2017 before Andromeda launched. And I'm usually like every other year. So it has been some time before I did this. Like I had thought about starting it again last year. And just one does not hold up against other games that are out right now.
Yeah.
And it was really tough to say, like, you know what, I don't want to do this. But I literally played a little bit of one, a little bit of two, a little bit of three during quarantine, and it kind of held me over for the time. So that was good. But I will start Andromeda again at some point before the launch.
We got to get some of that multiplayer action. Remember when on the Mixer days when we used to do Mass Effect Monday?
Yes,
that
we
was
did.
like so fun.
That's,
Yeah,
that's when I first started watching Lupo. I like tuned in once. He was in like Mass Effect 3 or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
we played Andromeda
Right
every
on.
Monday for like the first 3 months of Mixer or something. That was crazy.
That's great.
But like for me, like unlocked frame rates on PC is going to be nuts.
Yes. Yes. I can't
like
wait.
I was actually talking about it with somebody at work. Like I don't think original Mass Effect on console hit higher than like 25 frames.
I would be shocked if it did.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a slog.
So it's going to be actually pretty incredible. And then like once you see,
I mean,
the
first Mass Effect wasn't even on 360, was it?
No, it was. It was one of the
360?
first games to come out.
It was one of the first
Okay.
games. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was the first or the second one that was very early.
It was the second game actually came out on the other on PlayStation. Like Mass Effect 1 only launched at 360. It got ported to PC later.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, like unlocked frame rates, just like I posted on Twitter yesterday, just like the difference of like what they did in Eden Prime, like seeing Sovereign on Eden Prime for the first time, it's just like worlds of difference. So like getting to see that, on my screen, 2 feet away from me is like something I'm really looking forward to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think for me, the thing that I really most wanted was 2 things. On PC, I wanted controller support, and which we're getting, and I wanted the UI change. So with those things, kind of like or everyone's super excited about them. I actually learned about something today that is really encouraging. One of the first thing that Mule brought up was this video of Jennifer Hale, who was very ecstatic about the fact that FemShep was.
I'm gonna find that tweet for y'all in chat.
Yeah, was the main, essentially the main feature throughout this trailer. And just for a bit of backstory, the reason why this is so emotional for her is because all of the original promotion and marketing material for Mass Effect was like essentially just Mark Mears version, which is fine.
Until Mass Effect 3.
Until Mass Effect 3, but they did like a whole separate trailer, and I think that it was still him first, and then that was like an alternate trailer.
It was it was like the day actually the day before the game launched. They did the FemShep version. But like if you bought the Mass Effect 3 hard copy, it actually had both covers on it.
Yes, it did. But I think that for her, she was in the game as much as he was. I mean, she was every scene if it was her. So I think for her,
if I'm being 100% honest, there's times where her performance is substantially better than Mark Mears.
Her performance is substantially better than Mark Mears. No disrespect to Mark Meer, and I think Mark Meer has even done interviews where he said my voice acting skill has increased like since doing Mass Effect. And
did you also know that Mark Mears the Vorcha?
Yes, I did. He actually in the Mass Effect podcast I listened to, he was a guest star on the first episode of the second season, and he was a Vorcha. It was very, very funny. But what I'm going to mention is I saw an article today that connected very deeply with me. So one of the things that actually makes me kind of sad about Mass Effect is that Yvonne Strahovski, who plays Miranda Lawson, as I mentioned before, is kind of a little ostracized from the group. And the reason for that is I believe she ostracized herself because Miranda was initially very over-sexualized, and she would go to conventions and be kind of like harassed a lot because of how
fanboys all around her and stuff.
Yeah, and there's many men and women and everyone in between who play this game and really appreciate Miranda for her character much more than just like her body. And I read today that they are actually removing some of the gratuitous cutscenes that are just like featuring Miranda's, excuse my language, ass. And they're removing those because they're realizing, they're realizing that this is like, that's not adding to the story. So you can still like appreciate, like, of course, Miranda. But that booty, she's got a nice booty, but that's not the point, right? So like, I think that's really encouraging for young women who might be playing this, and even men who are playing this, to see like, wait a minute, this can still be a beautiful specimen of a human, somebody who's obviously outrageously attractive, but like that's not her. There's no blue alien sex being taken out. Everybody relax. This is why Yvonne Strahovski ostracized herself, because y'all can't settle down. Okay, so
only human booty.
This is important. This is important. There still might be Miranda booty, but not like a cutscene where it's like Miranda's ass and then like Shepard's face over here, like
where he's watching from behind,
right? Like, so I think that's really important to. It's like a nice statement for gaming. Like, listen, we can have attractive women and attractive men be part of our games, but their focus does not have to be their sexuality. And I hope. Listen, Yvonne, I've been trying to tweet you for 6 years, telling you how great Miranda is. Please, we love you. We know you're not
come
just
on
like
the
this
podcast.
Please come on, Yvonne. I know you're filming Handmaid's Tale and like leaps and bounds above, our level of fame, but you can join. It'd be fine. It'd be great. Yeah. So that's my spiel. I'm really happy for that. The Jennifer Hale thing made me think of that, and it's just a nice like reminder that women are part of this universe too, and we're not just like sex objects. So that's it.
Accurate.
So I just thought of this. This just dawned on me as you were talking about stories about some of the voice actors. When we first started our podcast, I was like, one of the first guests I wanted to get on was Mark Meir.
Did you get him?
I emailed him and he said he would come on. And he was doing like theater or something like that at this moment. So he's like, I'm a little busy, but I will definitely come on your podcast sometime. And I was like, right on, we'll reconnect. I never reconnected. It's my fault. It was my fault. I still have his email. Email.
Mark Meir, remember the time in 2015 where I emailed you about a podcast?
You should email him and be like, look, the Legendary Edition's coming out. But
you got to do it with the chain. We got to do it with the chain of the other ones to see
be like, hey.
the lapse in coverage from 2015.
Right.
Look, man. I'm a little late to the party, but yeah. But so I want to hear
too hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to hear what was one of your favorite things, Brian?
One of my favorite things?
True.
Are you kidding me?
Man gets to play Mass Effect 1. That's his favorite thing right now.
That's gonna be great to finally experience that story firsthand with up-to-date modern graphics and a controller system that I hear that it's going to be, bearable. But just to experience it, first of all, since I missed out. Like you said, YouTube doesn't cut it. But as far as I recall, kept on texting Daniel when I was playing too. It's like, dude, this is like a freaking epic sci-fi movie. How does a game feel like a movie that's better than a movie? Whoa! And I just got so invested with the characters. Not just Liara. And
I'll fight you.
Yeah, and that was what blew me away.
No pun intended?
Yeah.
Right. That a game could hook me in so deep and feel like such a movie. On the puns. That's what was the best thing for me.
Right on. I was gonna say something, but go ahead.
I was like waiting for it.
I know. I was like, mule.
And
I got excited for a second. Sorry. I was just thinking about my favorite moment of all of Mass Effect. And
there's one?
Oh, that's what we have to answer now?
No, I have to guess. Oh, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah,
I
guess. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's punching the reporter in the face. I knew it. You're so predictable, man.
That's a second. It's actually not the first. It is
right.
the second.
That's a pretty. You know what? I know that you're saying it's your second. I think that Lupo's right, and you're just now changing it so that Lupo can't have the satisfaction.
It's from Mass Effect 1.
That would be a mule move.
You're not gonna guess it. It's from Mass
All right.
Effect 1. I thought about the reason I paused because I thought about not saying it and letting Prime just experience it. But basically,
Oh, go ahead.
when he meets the Reapers for the first time, and what's his name again? Sovereign, right?
Sovereign, yeah.
Yeah, and he's talking to him, and he basically just tells him to F off.
Yeah.
Like that was like one of my favorite moments. This guy's like, "You're like an insect to me," and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, F off, dude. You know, like we're coming for you." That was like the coolest moment in the game because you're like discovering how freaking epic he is and how much damage he can do just as one, not like a whole fleet of them. And it's just amazing. Just amazing.
Lupo, what's your favorite moment?
Mass Effect 1 moment, or
No, just
Mass Effect
across the series. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the time with Garrus on the Citadel in Mass Effect 3.
In the DLC or the normal campaign?
The normal campaign. Because I literally never used anybody except for Garrus. Like it was like somebody in Garrus, you know, Tali and Garrus, Liara and Garrus, or Rex and Garrus.
Sure.
Always Garrus.
Legion and Garrus.
Garrus is
Legion's
the
awesome.
wingman, period, the end.
Legion's
Which was I was just actually about to like bring something up. Like you can't experience this again because when you play through Mass Effect 1 with Garrus as your wingman the entire time, and you go into Mass Effect 2 and you're like, oh well, my whole squad's gone. Now they're getting this whole other thing together. What do I do now? And then you get to Archangel, and it's Garrus. You're like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like
that's one of those things you can't ever relive. But yeah,
you can't relive that. And like even though you're going back to do it, like it's not gonna feel the same. Like I feel bad.
Yeah.
When you're ready to go, I'll be calibrating.
There you go.
Garrus is probably #1 companion of any game that I have ever played. The writing of his character, the voice lines are good. The acting is even better. I can't like emphasize more like how great of a character he is, and like I'm looking forward to like relive that entire trilogy all over again.
Yeah. Also a little late, but I wanted to shout out the dad 419. Appreciate the 6-month sub, man. 6 months. 6 months. But A-Frame brings up a good question I want to ask you guys. Who did you sacrifice? Did you sacrifice Caden or Ashley? I mean, I know what most people are going to say, but I want to hear it because I might have something to say here. Go ahead.
Well, in my...
You didn't sacrifice anybody.
What?
You haven't sacrificed anybody.
No, that's not true. That's not true. If you do Mass Effect Genesis...
That doesn't count. That does not hit the same.
It doesn't, but it's still what
doesn't hit the same as Ashley hitting the floor. But go ahead.
Listen, all right. My brother. I'm not going to tell the story again. I've told it 7,000 times. But I thought that Miranda. I saw a picture of Miranda and I was like, I like that. I like that lady. I want to be friends with that lady. Yeah. I thought that Ashley was Miranda, so I was like, I gotta save Ashley because I didn't know Miranda was Miranda. I thought that Miranda was Ashley. So I was like, I gotta save Ashley. And I was like, I don't like this lady. It's a bad word, but I'm gonna save her. All right.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't do it.
Anyway, so I saved Ashley and then I learned Miranda was a different person. And I'm banging on my table. I have a table. I'm looking in my mic right now. I have a table. Anyway, so you're gonna have to deal with it. So I just saved Ashley and I wasn't happy about it. But in my second playthrough, when I knew a little bit more, I saved Caden. So I've done one of each.
Yeah. Right on. I like how Crow is literally just sitting there like, what? This is...
No, I'm trying to remember. And I remember I saved Ashley. I did get that far at least.
That is a great GIF. I love that season of Orange is the New Black, by the way.
By the way, guys, if you didn't know, Underdog edits our podcast, and so when we bang on the tables, he hates it.
Listen, we're emphatic, right? Like
I bumped my mic
we're
twice today.
excited.
That's how like emphatic I am.
Who did you go with, Lupo? Ashley,
I've done every way possible, except I've never done Renegade. But every other like branching path in the Paragon way, shape, or form I have. I like
Sorry, dog.
I like Ashley's voice acting better. So
I met
I've
Kimberly
done one
Brooks.
I've done one Caden
What?
playthrough, and I've done every other one was Ashley, just because the voice acting was better.
See, I've
Yeah.
always killed Caden and kept Ashley, always. And I know people are like, "Oh, she's kind of an extremist," but like she does have some good dialogue. She has some good dialogue. Yeah.
It
One
also
of
like
my-
it also depends on like your squad. Like I always played as like a biotic or a tech, so like Ashley being a soldier kind of complemented the team a little bit better. You know, those are the things that I think about when I'm doing
Yeah.
it. But then like I always like for Mass Effect 1, it was Garrison Rex the entire time, most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, so like you can basically do everything
It
else.
pretty
'cause
much
you have
was. Yeah.
those things. You know?
With Garrison Rex, you can pretty much annihilate everything with those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could literally
I
just
have a-
walk. You can just literally just walk with the shades on. You know.
Yeah. You're like
I
that
have
It feels
guy.
good to be a gangster.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like your entourage. You just walk around, they kill stuff for you, and you walk up and you're like, "Hey, let's go."
How's it go?
Man, I'm like thinking about all the really good things like for Mass Effect 1.
I will have to
It's
add
great.
that
It's great.
one thing that I'm most anticipated about is actually getting to play with Rex.
There you go. Rex is fun.
Yeah, because you get like if you don't play that, you get Rex at like in Citadel for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
If you're lucky.
That was one of the coolest things about Citadel, in my opinion. Like the first time I played Mass Effect 3, I didn't do the DLCs, and then the second and second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth times I did I did the DLCs, and getting the band back together, like my original squad, like that was the moment, you know.
now there is a moment. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Red.
That's okay. I was just agreeing with him.
I was gonna say there's a moment in Mass Effect 1 where you can actually save Rex, and I think kill the Krogans. I think there's a way to do it. I remember. I think I did it accidentally once.
I
on
have
one
never
playthrough.
been able to save Rex.
Really.
I've never like done the leveling, I guess, for Paragon or Renegade. Actually,
Yeah.
Paragon's the only way to save him, right? I've never been able to do it. I've tried a few. I think I've played Mass Effect 1 3 times through. I don't know how, but I've never been able to. So hopefully on this run, I'll be able to.
And Robbie saying, or sorry, Fake saying that he's always a biotic. I got a question. I didn't look into this. Are they gonna have like combo explosions in Mass Effect 1?
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
really curious to see that, but I don't think they will, because they introduced combos in 2. They just weren't as apparent as they were in 3.
My only counter to that would be that because they have said that they're unifying the combat, that they actually might, because that's like part of the combat. So we'll have to. That's I think just one of those things we'll have to see.
I mean,
so that would be cool if it did.
That's what makes the combo so juicy, or the combat so juicy, is those
Juicy
combos,
indeed.
man. Like it just So a couple little details, and then I want to ask another question here for us at the end. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 will have over 40 DLCs. They're all included. Remastered in 4K HDR, which we said earlier. 60 frames on Xbox One X. So even on the One X, you'll get 60. Higher on PC, of course. And Universal Character Creator has changed as well.
That's huge too.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Huge.
Yeah, Red. So actually with the unified character creator, the only thing I'll add is that both of the models from Mass Effect 1 for both default male Shepard and default female Shepard they've ported the Mass Effect 3 model because they don't look the same. Like Mass Effect 1 FemShep is not Mass Effect 3 FemShep. So that's really cool. So if you're somebody who like just wants to play with the original model, you'll have the ability to just play the same looking character the whole time through. But one of the really cool features of Mass Effect 3, the original, is that they have a way for you to like get a character code. So after you create your character, you can write the super long number down. And if you were ever to go back in and play again and you wanted to like recreate your character, or if you got like something happened to your file and you got it on a new console or a new platform or something, you could just port your number in, and then the Shep that you created would just magically appear. Many people are thinking that because they're doing the unified character creator, you'll be able to put a code into both Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 in order to have your character recreated in that game. So I would guess that like the code is potentially going to be the same as what was originally with the character creator that was originally given to us. However, some people are speculating that they may change character creator to be more like the Andromeda creator. Not that that was particularly great by any means, but there's certainly more options in the Andromeda creator than there were in the original trilogy. So that would be really cool to expand the creation of what Shepard can look like. But that's kind of speculation. I don't know if
I did hear that they put a couple of things from Andromeda into.
I think one thing that a lot of people that I've seen in my spheres would really like is they actually didn't do this on the launch of Andromeda, but they did it after, which is something I really like, because when I play my characters, it's usually like a self-import, but I like to make them look different than how I look. And one of the things they did in Andromeda eventually was they allowed for either gender to have whatever hairstyle they wanted. So like if you wanted to play a short-haired, more of a masculine looking hairstyle for your female writer, you could do that. So my guess is that they're going to probably add a little bit more variety with the hairstyles too. Maybe some tattoos or whatever.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really super excited for the DLC. I will I will die on the hill of that Lair of the Shadow Broker is maybe the best DLC I've ever played. And I've played
Blood detected.
I've played Blood and Wine. I consider Taken King. Obviously, it's a DLC. That's one of the best DLCs I've ever played. But man, Lair of the Shadow Broker is one of my favorites. The moment when, spoilers, sorry guys, if you've not played, I mean, it's like 10 years old. But the moment when Liara becomes the Shadow Broker, that's my favorite part of Mass Effect. That is that scene where she just like closes her eyes and then opens them, and it's just like she does it. I was like, that's my wife. You know, I was like really excited. I was like really excited about her transformation. It was dope. I've never played Omega. I've heard that's a great DLC. I'm really looking forward to playing Omega.
Oh, it's great.
I've played Citadel.
Oh boy, you've never played Omega.
I've never played Omega. I know. I'm gonna love it.
Do I even want to spoil it a little bit?
No, I've seen. You know what? Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, because I've seen parts of it, but I don't actually really know.
No, because you get two of the most fantastic companions in the entire series, and you only get them then.
Like Arya being one of them, or her,
yes.
and then the Turian.
Yep.
Yeah, I know all about that. I just that's probably one of the first things I'm gonna do when I get to Mass Effect 3 is just initiate Omega. I've just never played it. So.
All right, so
I've heard it's very good.
The last final topic here tonight, and it's a big one, at least a big one for me, and let me preface it because Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was huge for me. I know some people didn't like it, but I played that so much. At one point, I was the top 10 in the country, in the US, top 200 in the world. I actually just looked it up, and I'm going to put it in chat so you guys can look at it. I just looked it up, and though my rankings have fell, my N7 ranking is still 11,756 out of the whole world. Out of challenge points, I'm at 2852. So let's just say that multiplayer is very important for me. But they said, I think it was Mark talking about how they just couldn't do it. It was going to just take way too long. They had to like direct so much time and effort on certain things. And honestly, guys, I'm actually a little okay with it because I think, and I want to hear what y'all's thoughts on it, I think they'll probably just add it later. I think once they get some more time, it'll be like a side project, and I think eventually they might add it later. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that they're taking it out because they don't want the ending to be dependent on having to play multiplayer. 100%, like full stop. And I also think that like upgrading, I have no idea actually about how game dev works, but I have a feeling that like making the upgrades that they need for multiplayer is completely different than making the updates that they need for the main game. So I think that it was just like there was just like no need for it. People did not want Mass Effect back to play multiplayer. Sorry, like no offense.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to bring it back. I don't think that that's where their time and money is going to go to, especially because they've announced that they're making a new game.
I just saw Turbo put it in the chat, and I was about to say the same thing. I think they don't want to rent the servers, and I think that's 100% what it is. That they don't want to deal with like that, because then you have to support the game long term. You know, like with the Legendary Edition, you just literally you're dropping a package in everybody's lap. You know, this is the game. If we decide to do further updates later. Oh, actually, like I completely forgot to mention that like day one bugs that are actually still in the original Mass Effect were actually patched out.
Really?
They're literally fixing the game. I mean,
I can't say every because I can't be certain of that, but a lot of the bugs from the original games have mostly been patched out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think that's just the meat and potatoes of it there, Mule. But I actually think that taking multiplayer out, I loved multiplayer. I used to play all the time with my friends. I was not in the top 10 or whatever the hell, but I played a lot with my friends and I really enjoyed it. Some of my really funny, I had some very funny, like rad moments of me just like singing and doing silly things while we were playing, and just, chaos ensued. But I think that taking it out is actually better for the player experience, like I said before, because the ending is now not dependent on playing.
Yes.
So you can
probably make it where you don't have to depend on it.
Well, they shouldn't have in the first place, because I still get crap from Darklife, our editor, for not playing with him because I finished the game well before he did, because it was a game I was anticipating for a long time, and he still holds it over my head that I didn't finish the multiplayer. I was like, I'll go back any day of the week, man. I'll go back right now and play it on Xbox.
Dude, I used to,
but it shouldn't have been dependent on that, because it was a pretty substantial chunk of like your galactic readiness. You know,
you had to do. I mean, you had to have over like 90 in order to get like
no problem.
I mean,
did any of you guys actually download the app and do the galactic readiness on the app?
So that was for an Andromeda, I think.
That was for Andromeda.
Nope. Not Andromeda. This is well before Andromeda.
They had apps before Andromeda?
I don't think they had anything like that, Prime.
They had apps in 2012 when that game came out? I don't know.
Or it was like either it was an app or mobile side where you basically could you had ships, you had to name the fleet, and you had the Reapers would follow you, and you had to do a certain task, and it would contribute to your galactic readiness.
I remember it was a website. I don't think it was an app.
I remember the ARG that they had. They had like the Alliance News Network for Mass Effect 3, which is super awesome. It was like every once in a while, like they tweet out like, the Reapers are invading. We're hold down in London or whatever like this. It's like really cool just to nerd out and watch that in real time. Like that was the only one that I played on release, and it was just like such a great thing. And actually, funny side story is I was actually seeing someone at the time, and when that game came out, I played it for like 8 or 9 hours straight. And talk about Darklife before. He sends me the party chat invite. I get him on the comms, and my girlfriend walked out, and I was like literally like the day of like that relationship ending, and led me to where I am today with my wife, which is a great thing. But like Mass Effect.
Thank you, BioWare.
Thanks, BioWare. Yeah, more ways than one. That Mass Effect holds so many places in my heart.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll also add that. Oh, go ahead, Rad.
No, I was just
talking. I still can't believe you guys had a problem with multiplayer. I mean, guys, all you had to do is call up the mule. A little slight flex here, but I used to run platinum solo.
I didn't have a problem with multiplayer. It was kind of a weird, that they weaved it into having to complete it in order to get an ending.
Yeah,
I didn't even pick that ending. I picked synthesize, but you still had to have a certain synthesize is dope.
No. Okay, hold on. What did y'all all pick? I need to know.
I've done destroy. I've done destroy and synthesis.
No, what is your one main it's the thing that you believe is the right way?
First one I did was synthesis.
Synthesize.
Destroy. Who did them all?
There's only one Shepard set out to destroy. That's what he set out to do.
It doesn't matter what he set out to do. It's what I set out to do. It's a role-playing game. I am playing the role.
I am Shepard, you bastard. I went out and I wanted to. I ended it. The Reapers went away. The Reapers were synthesized. Okay, great. We're gonna work together now. How's that? That's better than destroying everyone.
They're in you now. They're you're controlled by them.
Shepard, no, that's not how it goes. It's not correct.
Yeah.
They all work together. We're all one now. We're all
sure
unified.
Sure. Yeah, you're
This
like
guy's
in the
favorite part
Matrix.
of Mass Effect was punching somebody in the face. Okay, like you cannot take what he's saying as like law here.
Oh, Bill must destroy. What I was gonna say is one reason I'm not thinking about multiplayer so much because my memories of it was two things. It was fun, but I spent way too much money trying to catch up to Mule. All those microtransaction boxes, like I gotta catch up. I got a weapons. My gear sucked compared to his because I couldn't play near as much as he could, and like eventually I was like, I gotta stop doing this. So
I didn't sleep, man. I'd be up almost every night till 3, like just playing.
It was bad. You did a bad thing, man.
Oh, I lived on Red Bull, man. I'm telling you, it was bad.
Yep.
Yeah. So any closing thoughts, guys, about everything Mass Effect before we end the episode for tonight?
I'm glad it's coming out when it's coming out so we can have time to play what's coming before that. I think definitely Outriders. I'm going to get a good amount of Outriders chunk done, get a good feel for it, beat it, co-op a lot with friends before it comes out.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition comes out 4 days after whatever the next season of Destiny is, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah,
I actually requested that day off already. When I watched the trailer, I filmed my thing, and my work computer's right here. I just like pivoted, and I was like, "Hello, boss! I'm taking off the 14th of May," and so I'm like fully prepared to be playing that. Swinging some coffee, moving over to Destiny for a hot second. Oh, I gotta get back to Mass Effect. I probably won't play Destiny at all that day. But yeah, I'm really excited. Mass Effect means so much to me. Just, as Lupo said, like there's just so many things about Mass Effect. It's just a huge part of my gaming persona, just who I am as a nerd and as a person who creates content. And I'm so happy that it's getting the love it deserves.
Nice.
Lupo, any closing thoughts?
I'm just anxious now.
I should go.
Yeah, I guess
I should go.
I could talk about this all day because like people ask me Mass Effect stuff at work because they all know it's my favorite game. So
yeah,
I have one guy I work with that asked me a lot about Mass Effect and he's never played it.
Such a compliment, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, what about you, Crow? Any closing thoughts as you listen to us gush over Mass Effect?
I don't know.
Are you gonna play all 3?
We'll have to see how it is. Like, eventually, like someday, I should sit down and play through them. I might put them on easy mode and just get through them, just so I'd say that I've gone through them. We'll see.
Right on.
I'm more interested than like if there wasn't a remaster. Like if someone said before this ever was announced, said, "Hey, you need to play them," I'd say, "No, thanks, not into them." But like now there's a remaster, they look better, they're gonna be a little more unified in their combat system and everything. Like back in the day, like when I played 1, it was fun, but I was a Halo guy. I was a first-person guy.
Yeah.
I mean, even considering like what Halo was back in the day, like it was really clunky. It was a lot more twitchy than Mass Effect. So that's what I was used to.
Yeah.
But like with the upgrades and everything, I'm more inclined to. It's just gonna be like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Right on, man. Well, you guys know I'm excited. I'm gonna play it until my eyeballs bleed, basically. So right when it comes out, I'm just gonna play straight through. Yep. Well, guys, if you like this podcast, make sure you visit our website, mulehorngaming.com, about page to find more great content creators there. And if you're looking for some Mule swag, we got our store right on the homepage there. You can just check out some of that swag. And if you would, guys, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes. You can follow us all on Twitter. Remember, guys, when in doubt, blow it up!
Boy, the Reapers!
I wish I could make the Reaper sound. Wow.
I should cover.